Kia ora and welcome to Business Your Way. I'm Sandra Julian, your host and business transformation coach. This podcast is your go-to for strategies and mindset shifts to grow and scale your service-based business. No more constant hustling, just unstoppable, scalable growth with a soul-aligned essence. Join me in each episode as we uncover the secrets behind successful businesses and provide actionable insights. Let's transform your business your way and unlock the growth that you've been dreaming of. Alrighty, let's dive into this episode. Welcome to episode 119 of Business Your Way. This is episode 3, the third and final episode in our mini-series, The Inner Game of Business. In the 2 previous episodes, we have delved into the profound impact of mindset on your entrepreneurial journey, and we've explored the art of manifesting to achieve your goals. Today, we're taking it one step further as we lean into your intuition to grow your business. Your intuition, it's that gut feeling, that inner knowing, and it's a powerful tool that often gets overlooked in the hustle and bustle of business. But trust me when I say tapping into your intuition can be the secret sauce that propels your business to new heights. Your intuition is your secret sauce that helps you build your business your way because you are listening to your inner voice on how to grow your business into that massive vision that you have for it. So when you started your business, you had this big, bold, audacious vision for your business, and you're not sure how to get there. But when you get quiet and you start listening to your inner voice, which is your intuition, the clarity on how you're building your business your way becomes clearer and clearer and clearer. And when this is paired with manifestation and understanding that your beliefs create your thoughts create your feelings, and with that feeling, you take action, and the action creates your results. So that's why in episode 1, we looked at mindset. In episode 2, we looked at the tool of manifestation. And in this final episode of the mini-series, we're looking at your intuition. This is your inner voice, your inner knowing. So get ready to quiet the noise, tune into your inner wisdom, and discover how listening to your intuition can guide you towards success in creating your business your way. Are you ready? Are you ready to unlock the power of intuition? Then let's go. Let's do this. I want to start this episode with a quote from Steve Jobs. I believe that he is one of the most inspiring visionaries of our time. And if you think about the Apple product in of itself, how that has led and changed how we interact with technology today. And this all came from Steve Jobs, from what was in his brain, his vision, as he listened to his inner voice. So in this, what I'm going to read you, this is a quote from his Stanford commencement address. And in that address, he said, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living somebody else's life. Don't be trapped by the dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of other people's opinion drown out your own voice. And most importantly, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become, and everything else is secondary." Now, that snippet is only like 2 paragraphs, 4 sentences long, but there is so much in it that we can take from just that. And one of the things, that really caught my eye was have the courage to follow your heart and your intuition. And so, how do we really start to tap into that intuition? How do we make our inner voice stronger than all of the influences around us? And meditation is the place where your intuition resides. It's like a serene sanctuary within you where the whispers of your inner wisdom are waiting to be heard. And many of us have a misconception about meditation because it's highly likely that the meditation, when that word meditation is said, you imagine some monks in the hills in a monastery just silent by mouth for hours on end, making their mind clear of all thoughts, and that is the aim. And yet, that is only one form of meditation. So I want to bust that myth about meditation, that meditation is not for you, because meditation is where your intuition resides. And, while that one form of meditation is what our common understanding is, that is only one form of meditation, and that's what's called passive meditation. That's the meditation that maybe the monks practice where they sit in silence and clear their mind of all thoughts. That is what's known as passive meditation. There is also what's known as active meditation. And this is where we allow our inner voice to be heard. So the goal of active meditation isn't to clear your mind of all thoughts, and hear nothing. Active meditation is where we create space for our inner voice to be heard. But if you don't have a meditation practice, it's really hard to tell the difference between your critical mind and your intuitive mind. And there's a real magic around meditation and intuition. I'd like to think about it like two halves of a dance, gracefully moving in sync to guide you on your journey. Your left brain, the critical thinker, it may be screaming for attention, and it probably is constantly, but it's your right brain, which is where the home of your intuition, your right brain is the home of your intuition, and that's what whispers the truth. So in your mind, you've got these two sides of your brain. One is screaming for attention, and the other one is whispering your truth. And I really want you to think of active meditation as the practice of taking your right brain to the gym. Like, I really love this analogy. So meditation is about taking your right brain to the gym, strengthening the connection to the collective intelligence, and which is that vast sea of knowledge that is available to all of us, and insights from that can be heard through our intuition. So think of it this way. The collective intelligence is like the internet. There is a vast amount of information available in the ocean. Your right brain serves as the router, channeling and interpreting this information. So always seeking that external information and bringing it into your brain. And then your left brain, well, this is like the computer that's processing and analyzing the data that is being received. So when you meditate, you're not just sitting still. You're honing your intuition. You're fine-tuning your connection to the deeper wisdom within you. It's like giving your intuition a megaphone so it can speak louder and clearer amidst all of the busyness going on in your day, all of the noise of the everyday life, and everyone else's opinions and everyone else's ideas, and we've got 101 things screaming at us. So you think about your right brain is just pulling all of that in. Your left brain is what's analyzing it, throwing away the rubbish, keeping what's valuable. And as you strengthen your meditation practice, you'll find that your intuition becomes more accessible, more reliable. You'll develop a deeper sense of trust in yourself and your instincts, allowing you to make decisions with more clarity and more confidence because you're taking the time to get quiet, to be still, and to really listen to that inner voice. Your fulfillment will start to come from within instead of coming from those external factors. And in a minute, I'm going to give you a tool that you can use to tap into your intuition because, again, I like to be really practical on the podcast and give you tools so you can implement what I'm teaching on the podcast. So give me one moment and I will circle back to a tool that will help you tap into your intuition on a regular basis. But before I do that, I want to share the 5 types of intuition. And this was outlined by Vishen Lakhiani in his book, The Code of the Extraordinary Mind. Now, if you haven't read that book, I would highly recommend. It is a great read if you want to take this mini series of the inner game of business and go deeper with it. Highly recommend it. But there are 5 types of intuition. 1, your intuition as a warning system. 2, as connection. 3, inspiration. 4, support. And 5, a higher purpose. So these are the 5 types of intuition. So let's start by first looking at the warning system. This intuitive signal acts like a built-in radar, alerting us to potential dangers or obstacles in our path. So whether it's a gut feeling or something isn't right or a sense of unease about a decision, that warning system intuition prompts us to pause, to reassess, and to process with caution. And then we can proceed just a little bit slower than we may have. But your intuition acts as a warning for you. When something doesn't feel right, it usually is not right. And that is your intuition telling you to slow down, take a pause, reassess, or proceed with caution. So next up is connection intuition. So this type of intuition taps into the inner connectedness of all things, guiding us towards opportunities for collaboration, partnership, and synergy with others. It's like tuning into a cosmic web of relationships and recognizing where our paths intersect with others, leading to mutually beneficial outcomes and shared successes. So your connection intuition will lead you to the right collaboration partner. It will lead you to the right client. It will intersect with others that have been put on your path to connect with you for a mutual benefit. And so you can have a shared success. So listen to the connection intuition. Now let's explore the inspiration intuition. This intuitive spark ignites our creativity and vision, guiding us towards innovative ideas, breakthrough solutions, and bold initiatives. It's that light bulb moment when inspiration strikes. You know, that moment where you are in the shower and you're like, aha, I know what to do. And you can't get out of the shower fast enough to write it down. And that's because when you're in the shower, your mind is quiet or it's focused and you get an inspiration. And that inspiration is like that aha moment. It propels you forward with clarity and purpose. That's your inspiration intuition. So moving on to the support intuition. This intuitive nudge reminds us that we're never alone on our journey, encouraging us to seek guidance from gods or angels or whatever higher power you believe in. You may have a belief in God, or you just may have a belief that the universe is bigger than we know, that there is a united power in our universe that helps us co-create our dreams. Maybe it's the universe. That's what I like to call it. I'm not a highly religious person, but I do believe that the universe has a much higher power than any of us know. And when we tap into the energy and the power of the universe around us, we can co-create the most biggest, audacious dreams for ourselves. So your support intuition, you can ask it for guidance and get an answer. So you can ask your intuition to guide you through whatever situation you find yourself in. And when you get quiet enough, your inner voice will give you the answer. And then lastly, we have the higher purpose intuition. This type of intuition connects us to our deepest values, passions, and aspirations, guiding us towards a path that aligns with our soul's calling. It's our inner compass that leads us towards meaningful work, towards service to others, and gives us a sense of fulfillment that transcends material success. So those are the 5 types of intuition that you may experience, that you may find that you already have some experience of. If you were to sit down and reflect around when you listened to your intuition, you could probably identify with one of these 5 types of intuition. I wanted to jump in here really quickly and ask you for a big favor. If you are loving this podcast and this episode, I would be grateful if you could share it with a friend. Or even better yet, jump over onto Instagram and share it on your stories. Don't forget to tag me, I'm sandrajulian.co. That really is the best way for others to find out about this podcast, and I thank you in advance. Alrighty, back to the episode. All right, my friend, let's move into the practical segment of the podcast where I'm going to share with you a tool to help you make your inner voice louder. It's a meditation technique that you can pair with your morning manifestation tool. So if you pair these two side by side, you will then have a really great practice or a tool so you can practice making your inner voice stronger. And I'm pretty sure that I've talked about this on the podcast before, and that's about making time in your calendar to think. Just block some time in your calendar to think. Giving yourself space away from the busyness of the day-to-day of your business to just think. And given this mini-series is all about the inner game of business, it's only fitting that we explore a meditation technique that can take this concept one step further and unlock the power of intuition in your decision-making process. So this technique is called Thinkitation. Thinkitation is a meditation technique popularized by the entrepreneur Tom Bilyeu. Now, Tom openly shares that 80% of his ideas led to his success in business, and they came from his intuition. And Thinkitation is his secret weapon for tapping into his intuitive wisdom. It's a simple yet profound practice that combines meditation and thinking. And it starts by you reaching a really deep level of relaxation, allowing your mind to quiet and your body to unwind. And this is why I highly recommend that you add this on to your morning routine. Add it on to your manifestation practice. And this can be achieved like when you unwind, you allow your your mind and your body to unwind, that naturally happens through sleep. But if you want to take another time in the day for a Thinkitation meditation, then you can do it anytime you choose. But you have to take some time to slow down. And this can be achieved through deep breathing and progressive muscle relaxation, going through your body from your head to your toes, imagining that your body is fully relaxed, and deep breaths at the same time. Now, this is just one technique that you could use to relax your body. There are many others, and you may already have your own. Find a technique that works for you. But once you're in this state of deep relaxation, it's time to frame the problem or the question that you're seeking to solve, invest, create, or produce in your mind. So visualize the problem or question that you have with clear clarity. And then, here's where the magic happens. Ask your soul, what should I do here? Let your mind flow and observe the thoughts and answers that come in. Don't force it, don't overthink it. Simply allow your intuition to guide you. You may be nicely surprised by the insights, ideas, and solutions that emerge from this deep well of wisdom that you have within you. And this is usually where we find things that are unconventional. When we are paying too much attention to our right brain and we're just listening to the things that are screaming at us, and there are lots of people on the internet saying, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. Everyone's got to do this thing for you, a strategy for you to have a 6-figure funnel, like all the things. When you put a stop to those things coming into your mind and just pay attention to your left brain and your intuition, this is where your unconventional thinking comes from. This is where all of the innovative ideas happen. So set some time aside each day to quieten your mind and ask your soul for guidance and watch as the answers unfold before you. Thinkitation is all about surrendering to the flow of intuition, trusting that the answers we seek are already within us. It's such a powerful practice that can really revolutionize the way that you approach decision making in your business, and for that matter, in your life. So again, I invite you to create time for a Thinkitation practice in your day. Put it on your calendar. That thinking time that you put on your calendar, and if you haven't put thinking time on your calendar, I really encourage you to put some time on your calendar and just simply call it thinking. Or now you can call it Thinkitation. And you turn your phone off, you turn all distractions off, you move out of your office wherever you would usually sit, and you go somewhere else that is quiet, that is serene, where you can find quieten the noise. Turn off the router to your right brain so your left brain has a voice. The more you meditate, the louder the volume of your intuition becomes, and the softer the critical voice becomes. Now, I have a really profound story about intuition. I'm just not prepared to share it here on the podcast at the moment, given that this goes out into the globe. But the next time you meet me, you're talking with me one-on-one, ask me about the story. I'd be happy to share it. But the moment that I realized my intuition was such a powerful tool, I know exactly where I was, what day it was, what I was doing, what the room looked like, and who the speaker was on stage. And from that moment forward, it is a very clear moment in my mind. From that moment, I made a decision to never doubt or question my intuitive voice ever again. That I would never let another person question what my gut instinct was telling me. Now, I haven't had a meditation practice from that point onwards, my meditation practice has only been recently when I've created an intentional meditation. But I have often listened to my intuitive voice. Sometimes this has been when I have woken up in the morning and I've just had something on my mind, and the way that I have dealt with it has come to me in that moment. Sometimes it is when I've gone to bed and something's been on my mind and I've just been thinking it through, thinking about ways to handle it, what to do, how do I want to think about it. So it has definitely been those moments in my life when I have got quiet that my intuitive voice has spoken to me. And that's the voice I have followed my whole life unconsciously. And I have got no doubt that you probably have a similar story. But I can tell you, the more I listen to my intuition, the more clearer the messages become, even the small things. So this is another story where I just followed my intuition. It's a bit of a funny story, but not funny story at the same time. It was a Sunday afternoon not that long ago. We were just chilling at home, and I have a little, he is 4 kgs, he's a Chihuahua Maltese, and he is 12 years old. From the moment we got him, he has just been, he's had his own personality and he's had his own strong-willed ways, put it that way. And so when he wants to go exploring outside the gates, he will go. And there is no calling him back. There is no treats. There is no attention that will ever get him to come. He will just come when he's ready. So this is his little personality. And this Sunday afternoon, I was chilling at home. I heard him bark, and I immediately knew that that sounded like he had escaped the backyard somehow. And I swear I have locked all little holes in the backyard, so I'm not sure how he even got out this day. But he is known to be the master of fitting through small holes, and he never comes when he's called because he's got a mind of his own. So when I was calling him, I was walking around the house, inside, outside, calling him, knowing that he wasn't going to come because he's got a little personality of his own, but hoping that he would bark so I could then get a sense of direction of where he was. Then this voice inside me told me to go and look on the railway tracks. We've got a railway track running across the back of our house, and the trains only run for fun on a Sunday. And this little voice inside me said, go look on the railway tracks. I had never looked for him there before. Like, he's got out a couple of times before and he's been up the street in the neighbourhood. And I've never had to look for him at the railway tracks. This day, the little voice inside me said, go look on the railway tracks. And there he was. I could see him. He was about 25 metres away from me. I called him, but he just kept ignoring me because that's how he rolls. So I had to go and pick him up. He doesn't run away from me. He just stays doing what he's doing, sniffing the ground, doing his dog thing. So I had to walk towards him, pick him up. And thank goodness that I listened to that little intuitive voice in my mind, because it was Sunday and the trains were running on a Sunday. If I had not listened to that voice in my mind, a train may well have come along and my day would have been very different. So maybe you have a story like this, but you don't realize that this is how your intuition is supporting you. I would encourage you to take some time to reflect on a time when your intuition did support you. Write that down, because the more evidence that we can create for ourselves that shows us how our intuitive voice has helped us make decisions, the more likely we are to actually set time aside to lean into our intuition even more. So as you go about building your business your way, it's your intuitive voice, it's your inner being that is going to create the path for you to build your business your way. And that wraps up this last episode in our mini-series, The Inner Game of Business. If you've enjoyed this mini-series, then please take a moment to rate and review the show on Apple Podcast, or if you're on Spotify, just rate the show over there. Providing this rating and reviewing for us on the podcast platforms lets other people know that this is a great podcast to listen to. And I really want to be able to help more and more and more business people through the free content that I'm sharing on this podcast. So please take a moment, rate, review the show. Also, if you haven't done so yet, hit the subscribe button, and then you'll get notified of new episodes every time they drop. I have got some really fun guest episodes planned for you this year. So hit that subscribe button and I will notify you when these new episodes are available. I, again, hope you have enjoyed these podcasts. Please go forward, use these practical tools that I've shared with you to strengthen your inner game and really go forward and move towards that big vision that you have for your life and your business. Until next time, take care, be well, and build your business your way. Before you go today, if you are ready to make some bold moves in 2024, I invite you to book a discovery call with me. Let's have a chat about your unique needs and explore how my Being Boss Pahi Puawai coaching program can elevate your business to new heights this year. I encourage you to act quickly though, because my prices are set to increase when I complete my business coach certification, which I am currently doing. So if you want to seize the opportunity to get some coaching with me at a ridiculously low price, then head on over to sandrajulian.co/coaching, book that discovery call, and let's have a conversation about how we can transform your business in 2024. Thank you so much for tuning in to Business Your Way. Remember, your success is my mission, and that is what I'm here for. Until next time, stay inspired and keep being the boss and building your business your way.